How's it going, guys? Nordy back, bringing you some more StarCraft 2 ladder matches. We got a little bit of a special video for you guys here today. It's our first coaching video, so that's pretty exciting. Um, Ace here decided to send me, one of his replays to see what I thought about it. Ace is a Terran player, and I mean, if you've watched the previous videos where I talked about doing the coaching series, I'm not the greatest Terran player, so I won't have a whole lot of things to I won't be able to help you a whole lot, Ace, but I'll give it my best shot. I won't be able to tell you any sort of builds to try or timings to hit. I mean, I'll be able to tell you like general timings, but I can't really tell you how to get there because again, I'm really not much of a Terran player. So I won't be too much of help for you, but since you're the first person to send me a video, I will make the video for you. Let you know what I think. I can give you very very generalized things on how to improve. Just certain things that I see, Terran players doing to me when I'm playing ladder. So we'll jump into that. It's Ace here is the one who sent the replay to me, and he's going against Paulie. It's a TvP on Odyssey LE. So let's jump into this. Ace is a gold player. It looks like Paulie is a gold player as well. So gold on gold action here. Let's bring up the name introduction. So for the Terran player in a PvT, things that I've seen that worked out well against me in the past, just generally dropping, all over my base, just doing a drop into my main at the same time, doing a drop into my nat, dropping in two places at once seems to really pick me apart. If your opponent isn't really good at multitasking, splitting his army up, most players, most pro top players will have a tough time defending drops in multiple places at once. So maybe consider doing a couple drop plays here and there. I'm not sure if you do any drops here in this match yet. Haven't watched it yet, but if you do drops, then good on you. But that's just something I've seen that works against me a lot. It's just dropping in multiple places at once. So looks like you got the barracks on time. This is what I do when I play Terran. I get a barrack, or I get the supply depot barracks, and I get a refinery. God, my overlay is still messed up. I don't know what's up with this. It's like ghosting out here. It's tripping me out. But anyway. Sending the SCV to scouts, that's a good thing. You want to see what your opponent's up to. Looks like he's going for, I don't really know. This pylon is a little bit early, so your opponent really doesn't know what he's up to, I guess. I don't even know if he knows what he's doing, but you see this probe here attacking that with an SCV, that's fine. Gonna get the reactor on that barracks. You're gonna send this SCV. You're sending it to attack that probe. I wouldn't worry too much about that. I would just go send that SCV to go build the second there. Don't worry too much about this probe. I mean, just sending one around with it, trying to attack it is good enough. You don't really need to. I mean, it's just one probe. He's gonna see what you're doing for like maybe a couple more minutes until you get a couple Marines out. Then you pull all your SCVs there to try to deal with it. So I wouldn't worry too much about this probe. Just wait until you get some Marines up or a Reaper. It looks like you're going Marines. Then deal with it with the Marines. So try not to worry too much about that scouting probe. Getting the factory down, so that's a good thing. Maybe. You were gonna get the factory up. Looks like you're going for a supply depot over here. In the back, your opponent. I honestly have no idea what your opponent's doing. He's just building random things. You can see here his pylons are in pretty bad placements, honestly. So if you did a drop into his main, you like drop back here, you do quite a bit of damage to him because he doesn't have that good pylon placement up. There you go. You're going with the factory there. Yep. You already got the orbital up, so that's a good thing. You definitely want that orbital up as soon as you can get it. When I used to play Terran, I used to build it around 19 supply. I believe that's when you built it as well. So good timing with that. Finally got that scouting probe that you were so worried about at first there. Getting the orbital on the second as soon as it's done, so that's a good thing. A lot of players won't do that. They'll just continue to build SCVs off of it. Won't build an orbital on it right away, so that's a good thing. Get the orbital up going. Oh, looks like you're going for the starboard, so maybe you're going to do some drop play here. That's what I like to see. You're floating quite a few minerals here. I would consider maybe getting another, maybe an eBay, and then maybe another barracks. I mean, you definitely don't want to be floating this many minerals. I mean, you're floating 600 minerals at the 4-minute mark, so definitely work on trying to get that mineral spending down. You know, I mean, like I said, I'm not much of a Terran player, so I can't tell you really what to build, but I would build maybe an eBay. So you got an eBay going up. Maybe a couple more, 2 more barracks. You could even expand right now if you wanted to. Your opponent really doesn't look like he's going for anything sort of really aggressive, so you could build a 3rd if you wanted to with all those minerals. So continue to build SCVs, so that's a good thing. Looks like you're going for a Liberator here. You're going to get some Liberator harass in. That's always a good thing. Turret going up. Not a bad idea, just in case of oracles. Honestly, if he was gonna go oracle though, the oracle would already have. If he had the build like on time, like what I would normally do, the oracle would already be here by now. So, but getting a turret up isn't a bad idea. But it looks like he's sending an adept out to get some scouting done. But in the early game, I would definitely consider making sure you don't float that many minerals early on. You got this SCV just kind of chilling here doing nothing. So, I mean, these are things that I do too. I'm definitely guilty of leaving my probes to do nothing around the map. So, but just try to keep an eye on it. Make sure you don't have any SCVs just chilling doing nothing. Got this Liberator going out. Try to get some Liberator harass. That's pretty good. So you're getting a reactor on that. Finally going to get some barracks, try to deal with this surplus of minerals that you have here. See, these barracks are exploding. Honestly, if you would have built those barracks earlier, I mean, if you would have been focused on getting those minerals down earlier, you could have already had, 3 to 4 barracks by now. But instead, you're just building them now. So, but this Liberator harass does quite a bit. Let's see. Hey, you got seven probes, so that's not bad at all. As soon as he pulls the probe away, honestly, I'd just unsiege the Liberator and get out of there with it. But I mean, if he snipes it, it's really not that big of a deal. I mean, it's just one Liberator. So, but I would definitely, I mean, if you're going for a 2-base attack, then I mean, it's fine to not have a 3rd right now. If you're down with if you're a 2-base attacker, but most Terran players I've noticed usually build their 3rd around 5 to 6 minutes, so I would definitely get that 3rd up as quick as you could if you can. If you're going for a macro style of play, you're definitely going to need to work on your macro if you want to get into plat. Plat not so much. I mean, you could get into plat with only 2-base attacks, but definitely to get into diamond, you want to work on that macro. So I'd work on getting a 3rd up a little bit quicker, and again, still floating a bunch of minerals. So I mean, there's really no reason not to build a 3rd at this point. I mean, you're floating 500 minerals, so you might as well just throw down another command center. Not getting supply block though, so that's a good thing. Do you have combat shield? Nope. You definitely need combat shield by now. You should have had combat shield a long time ago. So definitely need to work on your upgrades. What kind of upgrades do you have? There we go. No upgrades. So you definitely need to work on your upgrades. Looks like you're getting +1 right now. And you're getting, okay, now you're getting combat shield instead. But you should have had, at least you should have had combat shield, probably, I don't know, specific timing. Maybe like two-ish minutes ago. I mean, I've noticed Terran players usually have combat shields really early, so. Stim, you want to get that as early as possible. I mean, definitely need to get your upgrades up a little bit quicker, I would imagine. Getting that 3rd down, still work on spending those minerals efficiently. I mean, if you're not going for the, looks like, what did you just build? You spent all those minerals on. You got a couple tanks going up and stuff, but yeah. Looks like you got a pretty decent army going up though, so that's a good thing. Your opponent really doesn't have anything. He doesn't have a whole lot, but I mean, if you're going for the 2-base push, you definitely need to you should max out you should definitely have a maxed out army by 10 minutes, and the the rate you're going at right now, you're probably not going to be maxed out by 10 minutes. So, I mean, as a Protoss player as myself, if you're fighting me and you just left me alone, like you did the Liberator harass early on, which is good. But you only got 7 probes, so I mean, if I was the Protoss player, and you left me alone the whole game, I would definitely have a maxed out army by 10 minutes. So you definitely need to have if you're going for a 2-base push, if you have like literally no plan on building a third, you definitely need to build a whole lot more, maybe a couple more factories and a couple more barracks, and try to get that army up as quick as you can. Because I mean, once you start getting into plat and diamond, like higher plat, I mean, like plat 3 you won't run into as much, but as you get into like plat 2, plat 1, and diamond 3, players are really good at maxing out at or before 10 minutes. So you need to start working on that. Maybe just play a couple games against the AI and try to max out as fast as you can. But this attack is going to do a lot because, again, your opponent doesn't have really anything. He just got a couple Colossus out, but they're split from his main army, so that's not really going to bode well for him. And yeah, you just pick them off right away, which is good. You definitely want to attack those Colossus if you get the opportunity to take them out right away. But yeah, you're basically just going to roll your opponent because he doesn't have any army. But imagine you rolled into his base and he had like 100. At this point, I'd probably have like 180 supply. You would have got crushed. This army would have got crushed. I mean, he had combat shield +1 and stim pack. That's all he had. By this point in the game, I would have had, like I said, by the time you rolled up to his base, I would have had probably 180 supply. I probably would have had I would have at least had +2 weapons, +1 armor. I might have had +2 armor as well, and +3 definitely on the way. I would have had a whole bunch of adepts to deal with all these marines that you had with resonating glaives. So I mean, I more than likely would have my army more than likely would have destroyed your army, but these are things that you can easily fix. I mean, just focus on getting more barracks out. And again, that kind of comes down to, in the early game, you were floating a lot of minerals. Had you just built a whole bunch of barracks, I mean, if you're going for 2-base play, if you just built a couple more barracks early on and not let yourself, float 500 plus minerals, you would have been able to max out a lot quicker than you currently are doing. If you weren't necessarily going for the 2-base play, then you definitely need a third by around, I would say no later than 7 minutes. Like 7 minutes at the very, very latest, but even that's pretty late. So I would try to get it by 6 minutes if you can. 6 minutes is a pretty good timing for third base. You didn't do any drop play. Like I said, drop play works pretty well. Anytime you can make your opponent, anytime you can try to make your opponent split his army up and try to defend in 2 places at once, usually works pretty well. So if you can send one. Like, say you sent one medevac into his natural and dropped him in and then waited, he'd pull, like, your opponent would pull their whole army to go defend that one drop. And then at the same time, you bring in 2 medevacs up in the top and go drop into his main. So you'd end up, I mean, the drop in the nat would basically just be a forfeit drop. And then the real drop would be the 2 drops in the natural, or in the main base to deal the real damage. So things like that usually pick me apart as the game goes on. Just constant drop harass. Just kind of at your own discretion. Getting your upgrades up at a little bit quicker. I mean, you definitely should have +2 at the very least at this point in time. You only have 1/1. Your combat shields and your stim were a little bit late. I mean, I don't know that for sure, but I'm pretty sure that they were a little bit late. Yeah, you're getting a third up now, but that third should have been, like I said, should have been up a lot earlier. You only had 47 SCVs. By 10 minutes, you should have around 70 SCVs. Yeah, I'd say just work on your macro a little bit. Yeah, work on your macro, try to get those bases up, and SCV count going. The production buildings, trying to get these production buildings up a little bit quicker. Try not to float as many minerals as you did early on in the game. You're floating around 500 to 600 minerals pretty early in the game, so you definitely don't want that to happen. And work on getting those upgrades. Like I said, I really don't have any. I wish I had some builds for you, but I really don't. I know, especially against Protoss, some things that work well against Protoss. If you attacked them early on with a couple Cyclones, Like if you attack like before the 4-minute mark, 2 cyclones, usually that does quite a bit of damage. So if you want to get a little bit of early harassing, do that with 2 cyclones. Um, yeah. Overall, I'd say not too bad, especially for a gold league player like yourself. It wasn't terrible by me, but you're definitely gonna want to work on that macro a little bit more if you want to get into the higher platinum leagues. But at the skill level that you just showed me there, you should. I mean, that should be more than enough to get into plat 3 at the very least. So. Just got to keep practicing, like I said. Things that help me a lot, I practice against the AI literally all the time. I practice my macro. I just go into a match against the very easy AI, and I'll just practice my macro just over and over again until I can get my builds down on time, get upgrades down on time, where I'm not floating minerals, and it's where I can get a maxed out army by no later than 10 minutes with 70 workers. So that should be what you're working on as well. Just focus on macro, and then maybe once you get your macro down, then you can start incorporating those drops that I was talking about. But definitely work on that macro first. But overall, not too bad. So pretty good. Like I said, I'm sorry, Ace. I'm not much of a Terran player, so I don't have a whole lot of insight for you. But hopefully you found at least something helpful here. Any other Terran players out there? Maybe you're a plat Terran player and you think everything I said was wrong. I might have been wrong. I don't know. Like I said, I'm not much of a Terran player, so I was just trying to give general ideas on where to improve. But if you're like a plat Terran player and you see something that you can improve on, go ahead and leave a comment in the comment section. Maybe Ace will get the help that he needs there. But yeah. Thank you so much, Ace, for sending that coaching video in for me. Greatly appreciated. Again, if any of you other guys, anybody else watching this video, want to send a video in to me to cast and put up on my channel, just to give you some insight on how you can improve, go ahead and do that, and I will do that for you like I did for Ace here. Again, I'm looking mostly for Protoss players, since I'm a Protoss player myself. If you're Terran like Ace here, like I said, I can't really help you a whole lot, as evidenced by the video. I don't really know any like certain builds or anything like that, so I really can only give you a general idea of how to improve. So if you're a Terran player, I might not be the best person to look for a coach, but I'll definitely give it my best shot if you're a Terran player and you want to send me a video. So, but if you're a Zerg player, if you're like below platinum, I might be able to help you if you're a Zerg player. I'm quite a bit better at Zerg than I am with Terran, so I at least know a few builds with Zerg. So if you're a Zerg player, I can help you out. But definitely, if you're a Protoss player and you're below Diamond, then definitely you can send me your replay, and I'll be able to help you out with Protoss. So. But yeah, hope you guys enjoyed that video. Again, Ace, thank you so much for sending the replay. Ace said in his email that he's also has a YouTube channel, so I'll link his YouTube channel in the description. So if you guys wanted to check him out, you can go ahead and check him out. But yeah, again, hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did enjoy it, if you want to leave a like, comment, or subscribe, I'd greatly appreciate that. And yeah, again, one more time, for like the 5th time, thank you again, Ace, for sending the video. And yeah, I'll catch you guys in the next one. Semper Fi, guys, and Nordy out.